Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health 44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. Hi there, welcome, and here we go again. You've clicked on individual health needs fallacy. Another health concept I've been flowing in my head for quite some time. I've even done other episodes. I'm not sure exactly what they were called, but something about we're all one herd in health, that sort of thing. Yeah, clumsy, I know. But I'm just getting it out there. If I get any more interest, I will pick up my game and take it from the top, perhaps. So there's this idea where we've got individual health needs. People get this disease. People have this preference. I feel better on this diet. I feel better doing these exercises. So there's all these needs which are a fallacy. Our preferences aren't. So here's some of the things that lead to the different array of illness differences out there in the community and epidemiologically around the world. So at conception, your mother and your father are the gametes and the zygotes are functioning because there's conception. But as it is, each decade that goes on, we get more and more micronutrient deficient, particularly the minerals. And even though your father might be providing 20 mil sperm, and mum is hasn't got endometriosis and all those complications, she's eating okay and that sort of thing. That's where that comes in, that eating okay. We've got balanced diets. We're in good health range. That can be all a fallacy as well if you don't have micronutrients, if you aren't satiated with micronutrients. So if the father is deficient in quite a few minerals especially, but micronutrients as a whole, and mum might do with a few more of this and that, a bit more selenium, a bit more molybdenum, a bit more name your mineral, phosphorus or whatever. There's conception. You're already at a bit of a disadvantage health-wise. So the health of the father is now a distant issue. It's already in place. Genetic, if you want to go the genetic route, genetic inconsistencies aren't really genetic. It's just your mother and your father's micronutrient profile in their diet, you see. So the pregnancy starts to hum along, and then it's dependent on how your mother is eating, and not just the eating, but what micronutrients she's taking on board. Because after conception, in the pregnancy now, mum needs all 90 declared essential micronutrients, and in recent episodes I've been separating mainstream declared essential micronutrients versus naturopathic declared essential micronutrients. I'm not a naturopath. I've declared myself a epinutritionist and a concierge health advisor. Yes, all credentials I've given myself. Yes. And spending around 15,000 hours now, probably itching towards the 16,000 soon, in approaching half in trying to break things, but also how I stumbled onto my health regimen, the whole Health 44. And before I continue, I'll just quickly mention the Health 44, what I advocate for mums, dads, and everybody to make sure that we are, as a whole, the most healthy that we can be. The whole Health 44 health happens when we take out 4 classes of food, that 90+% of the supermarket, the glutens, the oils, the sugars, the nitrates, nitrites. There's nuances in there that we need to know about. And also, the second for the 44 is you take in supplementing. You need to supplement with the 90 declared essential micronutrients. 60 of them are minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, and that's in a short time. Depending on your age and the severity of your condition, health comes. Your chronic disease gone, as was the case with me and a few others that have taken on my regimen, my advice, and beyond. So once pregnancy hums along, if we all hear the gherkins and the ice cream and the orange juice and all these different cravings come mother's way. What those cravings are is micronutrient deficiencies, and our body doesn't have a way to inform us that we're lacking in calcium, we're lacking in magnesium or manganese or silicon and beyond. So we feel like we need gherkins and we take in gherkins. We feel like, oh, I could do with some steak. Good, got some steak. That sort of thing. But in reality, we need to really be supplementing, even in pregnancy. And I would even advocate when the child is born, supplement your child, because you can't supplement. Yes, you can. Yes, you must, because our food supply chain is stuffed. Most women after 6 months start to introduce solids, and even after that point, you better start supplementing your child, because they'll be micronutrient deficient. Their body's not approved. Bananas are approved. Pumpkin is approved. Bread is approved. So why not micronutrients? So throughout pregnancy, most mothers, almost all mothers are micronutrient deficient, and that's why we have the array of health issues at birth, in childhood, adolescence, and beyond, and in adult life. Another factor that feeds into that is the manner in which the child is born. Cesareans, C-sections. Apparently, I've heard firsthand from what are the nurses called that deliver babies? Anyway, pediatric nurse, not pediatric nurse, delivery. Anyway, delivery nurses, and they say a full one third of births are cesarean sections. And a lot of them, she would indicate, are for convenience. Not what I wanted to hear. Yes, that's anecdotal. Where is it? I'm sure that the numbers will be quite a bit up there as well. It won't be a few percent. It'll be into the double figures for sure. Okay, so already we've got issues. Depending on if the baby comes in contact with fecal matter at birth, and the difficulties that birth brings, the amount of time that being the amount of time difference of the respiratory system inside mum and exiting mum, what difficulties there are, if there's any foreign matter that enters a baby and all that sort of thing. So you could already see the myriad of differences that birth difficulty enables health conditions to be more, what's the best word to use, to be more presenting, or risks of different illnesses come into play even with birth. Then we have breastfeeding. I should have done a quick search on AI to indicate, to ask, to prompt how many women can't breastfeed at all from day one. Usually there's breastfeed anxiety, and oh, nothing's coming out. It takes a few days. Your baby will lose a bit of weight, but it comes in. But people have a short tolerance for baby to struggle, all that crying, and then pop, straight away with the formula. Oh, I couldn't get breast milk. There was not enough stimulation, together with not enough nutrition, perhaps. And even though the mother might be sitting at a BMI of 30, you still can be malnourished, particularly with the proteins and the micronutrients. Okay, so you see the difficulties, where the differences are. Why there are differences in human development, the case isn't the case with our animals, our captive animals, our producing animals. It's all generic, it's all mechanical, and there's no ifs and buts. It's always going to be natural. And because animals are nourished, becoming less so, but because there's a lot of thought put into micronutrients in animal food supplies, yeah, it's going to get worse. But from 60 years ago, they understood that all vertebrates need 90 essential micronutrients, right? But that's happening even less and less now, because generally our food supply chain is impaired. So that's why there's less health needs in each individual animal, because they're all one herd, one flock, all that sort of thing. With humans, we have the whole shebang with different variations in birth. Then we have insurance differences, public sector, private sector, different caring modalities, where a doctor is always present in private, usually, where a doctor doesn't have to really be there in public, because it's resources. So already we're worse than the animals. Then there is, let's say, toddlerhood. Some in my little household, our little toddler now, 14 months nearly. Meat, mate. Let's eat meat. Some eggies, a bit of yogurt here and there. Some of the mush that babies have in their supermarket aisle. That's now less and less. And thriving. She gets some of my minerals, especially. And a thriving child with a 51-year-old dad, a 40-plus-year-old mother, It's all good. Oh, but you were just lucky. Maybe, but the way our health was with mum and dad, really dodged the bullet, that kid. But really, she's being nourished. Mum and dad were nourished. Now she's being nourished with the micronutrients, you see. Try it with another baby and see what happens. Well, nothing, because we're not well nourished. Yes, famous last words, some people would say. Then we've got the complications of toddlerhood, where some mothers want to feed their... By someone suggesting that I'm supplementing my kid, that's asinine. That's wrong and all that sort of thing. Well, also what's wrong is you're not giving your child proteins, just giving them processed foods. That should be wrong and illegal. Then comes early childhood. The preferences continue. The crisps, the lollies, the cordial, the sweetened drinks, the apple juice. The child, he's really got some barriers there in their future health. Adolescence, energy drinks, fried food. It just keeps going. And then into adulthood, bingo bongo. We have a obesity epidemic. Diabetes epidemic. Blood pressure and cholesterol. We don't understand cholesterol, or even blood pressure for that matter, or even obesity, because it's all micronutrient deficiencies. We don't even understand the smokers, drinkers, drug takers complex. That's all pica. And that's where that part feeds into my forage theory in health. So all these things are all relating. Micronutrients, minerals, spearheaded by minerals. So that's why we have different needs in all our individual health versus the animals. Or what? They're just animals. Well, we're just humans, but we've got a lot of variables. So I hope I've made my point. I will discuss more. Here's my updated iteration of we should all be one herd, a unison of health, but it's dissipated, it's getting worse because our food supply chain is getting worse, as in mainly spearheaded by the minerals that reach our soils, because if the minerals aren't in the soil, minerals don't end up in the food, they don't end up into us, and they don't end up in our tissues and cells. So we have a problem until we understand all this. Okay, that's it. Point made. There will be more points made how we can fix it, which is pretty much as it stands at the moment, taking matters into our own hands. So if people want to reach out, link in the show notes and all that sort of thing. But if I haven't made my point, then yes, I am hopeless. But for other hopeless people, they can see what I've just said. All right, until the next time, hopefully. Bye-bye.